Welcome to Vagabond Gypsy Tarot and Oracle reading. Today we're going to be picking our piles based on a spring goddess. As you all know, this weekend is the beginning of spring in the Northern Hemisphere. On the pagan calendar, it's called Ostara, and it is March 19th through the 23rd. We have a full moon coming up here on Friday as well, and generally it's March equinox begins on the 20th at 11:33 a.m. Eastern time. And as I said, this is for the Northern Hemisphere, so if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, it's actually autumn. So here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're celebrating spring, and I have three goddesses. I'm going to read you from the Goddess Power Oracle book. I'm going to read you the definitions so that you can pick your goddess. Or you could pick the stone, whatever your guides and guardians tell you to do, or whatever they're urging you to do, or whatever you feel you want to pick. So actually, let's start with Bridget. Bridget is inspiration and imagination, and yours to play with right now. You might effortlessly connect to your inner creative spark and make meaningful and beautiful experiences for yourself and others. Take advantage of this fruitful time. When you are so in tune, it's like taking a magical trip to the land of the fairy, where all that glitters really is gold, and your life seems like a grand artistic gesture. The fiery Celtic goddess is creativity calls you. She's calling you to play in the artistry of your life, your work, and your loves. Bridget is whispering her sparkling music deep in your soul. Are you listening? So her alignment message is: sometimes you get into a creative slump and you feel frozen in midair, unable to move in any direction. Perhaps you are unsure of your next step with someone new, or a project becomes a looming behemoth in your mind, and you can't think of anything to say in a social moment. Maybe you think all your best ideas are gone. So if this is how you are feeling, Bridget may be the goddess that you should pick for this reading. Next goddess is Esther, New Beginnings. Hope and new life are blossoming everywhere in your life right now, and this is something to celebrate. The Germanic goddess Esther sings to you and assures you that your intentions have lain dormant long enough. While she appears bearing the fertile power behind the coming of the spring, you may feel a surge of energy to implement your new ideas. Her alignment message is: look to the potential hidden in promising connections and opportunities. The difficulty arises when you think you already know how something will go. You might do something prematurely or miss an amazing experience that's right in front of you because you're looking in another direction. The real lesson is not to whether something works out, but in how you manage your curiosity so you can experience something new. So if she rings loud to you for this spring season, spring equinox, then certainly pick Esther. And the final goddess is Goddess Gaia, Mother Earth. Her empowerment message is: being grounded, slowing down, and remaining present in your body is the message that the Greek goddess Gaia has for you right now. Perhaps you've spent too much time in your head lately and have not taken a good care of yourself as you would have liked. Get into a rhythm. Make sure you get enough sleep. Commit to spending more time in nature, and eat sustainably with conscious awareness. Gaia, the Earth Mother, Mother of all life, invites you to pay attention to your body, for you are a creature of the earth as well as spirit. Her alignment message is: when you scatter your energy and allow fear to take root, You can become ungrounded or out of touch with your environment. You become disconnected from your true nature as a spiritual being having a human experience. The need now is to look at the cracks in the foundation of your life you've built. When even one aspect of your life is out of alignment, it affects everything else. So take a look at these goddesses and pick which one you're interested in. Esther, New Beginnings. Here's a stone I've picked for Esther. Almost looks like an Easter egg. Bridget, Creative Spark. Maybe some of you need to move forward on some ideas that you've had, but you're too afraid. And Gaia, Mother Earth. This is the stone I've chose for her. So go ahead and take a look at these piles, meditate on them, see which one calls to you. If you need, ask your guides and guardians, spiritual team, family members who have passed, or just look from within and see if you are connected to any of these beautiful spring equinox goddesses. I'll be right back with you and set your piles up. Welcome back, Pile 1, for your reading on Esther, New Beginnings Goddess. I just thought that I would pull out one of my goddess books and read you a little bit about Esther. She's also known as Ostara, and sometimes she's affiliated with the season of Easter. So on spring equinox and during the first week of spring in the northern hemisphere, we honor the Germanic fertility goddess Ostara, or Esther, from which our word Easter comes, as I just told you. Her holiday signifies a turning point in the solar year, after which daylight will last longer than nighttime. And we're very happy about that here. So a little bit about her history. Spring is a time of awakening and renewal, and Ostara brings hope after the long, barren winter season. Folklore sometimes refers to her as the goddess of dawn, for sunrise chases the darkness and blesses the world with new possibilities. That is a beautiful way to look at it. It's pretty much true. And here's a couple reasons that you may have decided to invite her into your reading today, or reasons that people have invited her into their readings is she invites you to start on new beginnings. She'll lend you her exuberance and fertilize your efforts. If you feel stumped or frustrated in a creative endeavor, or can't seem to get an undertaking off the ground, ask Ostara for inspiration and guidance. Like the bird she rescued in a legend, the goddess will nurture you and revive your self-confidence. You can also call on her for help planting an herb, vegetable, or flower garden. And as far as her animal totems, if you're interested, well, she is found. Okay, so let me read this portion to you. It says, her animal totems. The popular practice of decorating eggs in Easter derives from a legend told about Ostara. During winter, the goddess found a half-frozen bird lying on the cold ground. She changed it into a rabbit and thereby saved its life. However, the rabbit retained some of its bird qualities, including the ability to lay eggs. To thank the goddess, the rabbit painted some eggs for her. Ostara liked them so much, she told the rabbit to give them to everyone in the world. Of course, we associate both eggs and rabbits with fertility. Now, this is from Your Goddess Year book by Sky Alexander. If you're interested, I took those words from Sky, S-K-Y-E, Alexander. Beautiful book. If you're interested, you can probably get it on the online store. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and set up your cards. So I will be right back with you. Welcome back to your reading, pile 1. I am going to go ahead. I pulled one. Actually, I just started shuffling it and it fell out. So I pulled that before I turned my video back on. But I am drawing some more cards here. I'm going to pick 3 to start out with for your message in spring from the goddess Esther, Ostara, New Beginnings. This is for you. This is your message. I can't say it won't include other people, but it is definitely your message. Okay. Eight of Pentacles. Ace of Swords. And Four of Wands. Okay, so we have a wide range of things here. It looks like new beginnings. Eight of Pentacles is, it looks like you are basically, in my mind, it could be that you are working very hard, either in your mind or physically, to make money, to be able to possibly start your new beginnings. You may be working very hard right now because you know of something that you want to do. You know of a new beginning, that a new chart that you want to take, a new road. And maybe it takes, maybe you're thinking that it takes a lot of money to start this project. So it also, I also think this Eight of Pentacles is showing that you have a lot of focus going on here. If you look at this guy, he is focused on his outcome here. He's not being deterred by anything. And the Ace of Swords can mean that there's critics all around. You could have people, naysayers, telling you that maybe you told somebody about this great idea that you have, which I am a big believer in as I'm getting older, that you need to maybe keep some things quiet. Don't always give away all your great ideas, because maybe you told some people and now they're like putting questions in your mind. But it looks like you are not falling for that. You are moving straight ahead, and the focus is there. You are focusing. You are strongly focused on what your outcome, what you want your outcome to be. The Ace of Swords is like pure thought and conception. So it could also mean that you are bound and determined to get done what you want to get done. But there's also the opportunity that people are possibly being naysayers and trying to bring you down. But it doesn't matter, because you are focused. You know what your outcome is. You want the outcome. You want your outcome to be its best. You are focused. So whatever you are working on, it appears that it could be a new beginning, because you picked Esther for one thing. Obviously, I'm thinking that the message is that you, right now, you are working really hard. Maybe you're working overtime. Maybe you are working more than one job to get to this idea, this new beginning that you have. Because this card is representing the Four of Wands. This card is representing like the full completion of I mean, you are going to get to that point that you are looking to get to. It looks as though you are going to receive basically the bounty that you are looking for. Whatever your new idea is, to me, it appears that you're going to get it. I mean, happy, I don't know if it's happy home, you want security, maybe it's to feel more grounded, like you're in control of your own destiny. That's what it's saying to me. It's like you're looking to fulfill something deep within you. It's almost as if you were born knowing this is what you wanted and this is what you're going to get. To me, it almost seems like it's something that came with you when you came here. I mean, appears manifesting of your dreams can and will come true if you continue on your path that you're on. Let me see if I can pull another card here. I'm going to pull from my Rider-Waite reflective deck here. So let's see here. Let's see if we can get some clarifications on this Eight of Pentacles. So we have a Queen of Wands. Let's get a clarification for Esther here too. See if she's saying more here. King of Swords. Okay, let's pull one more. Ten of Swords, and that is, these three messages are from Esther, by the way. Okay, let's take these as I drop them. So the Queen of Wands, and I'm sorry, I said that all three of them were from Esther, but it's really only the King and the 10 that are messages from Esther. This was for the Eight of Pentacles. So the Queen of Wands here is signifying possibly it could be for love. He could be working to build up money and security for a family, possibly, or a partner. I mean, to me, this is saying that either, it could be, we'll have to see what the message is from Esther. Actually, let's do that next, because there's a couple things that could be, I could be going down the path and they're quite opposite. So King of Swords, let's see here. It looks like the message is that, like, it's like commanding dignity, commanding authority. Power. It's commanding power, and her message to you could be that you are focused here on what you need to be done, but don't let others throw their negative juju on you. That's what that kind of means to me. That the card is a strong, powerful card, and you must show authority in your ideas, and it looks like that's what you are doing. But she's also warning you that there could be people, naysayers, trying to bring you down, and you keep control of yourself there, And as far as the Ten of Swords goes, I mean, there, it looks like she fears that you could have some bad times ahead if you don't. You could feel defeated. And I mean, I'm thinking that you won't, but she's warning you also. Don't let these naysayers, it kind of landed in the right spot, actually. Don't let any naysayers defeat you. But it seems to me, I mean, looking at these cards, your mind is dedicated to go full straight ahead, and it doesn't appear to me in this reading so far that you would end up in this position, but it depends on how strong this goes. Let me pull a card for that one, because maybe that will give us an answer of what the naysayers' possibilities are. Maybe we can get a clarification on that, because Esther is saying she's new beginnings, and she is like almost warning you to keep this powerful strength going for your ultimate outcome. Oh, and I was going to say, we didn't go back to the Queen of Wands. Well, let me get a clarifier here first on this Ace of Swords. Okay, so Five of Wands. So yeah, it looks like there is some struggle going on. It looks as though there could be possibly a group of people that are, I mean, I don't know if it's co-workers or family members or what it is, but it actually looks like it could be a group of people. I mean, it looks like it doesn't look like mean, angry struggle to me, but it looks like there is like competition and struggle for you to reach your goals, your money, your fortune, your riches. I mean, this card is like, I don't know if you're trying to do something that somebody else is doing or working with family. I kind of highly doubt that. It doesn't appear to me like you'd be working with family in this one, but it looks like there could be some sort of power struggle, and we may have to pull another card to clarify that power struggle. But let's go back to this Queen of Wands. So, okay, there also could be, she's telling you to stay strong. This person could be the love interest that you're trying to, impress. And it looks like this person is quite demanding and possibly loves money, and you wanna give it to her or him. Let's pull some more cards because we need some more clarification here. But to me, it looks like you could be moving toward a type of family outcome that you want to get to, a destination, to make that person happy, possibly to make yourself happy. It doesn't have to be a negative thing. Everybody likes to be able to get what they want. Everybody would like to be rich and have money, whether they would be able to help other people who weren't, or even for their own sometimes greedy self. So I mean, I don't. Here's my clarification card for that one. It's the Queen of Cups. So I'm kind of clarifying this Queen of Wands here. So as I was thinking, I feel like this is a good woman, and she wants a good life, or a man, good woman or man wants a good life. In this picture, it's a woman, but, well, actually it really is not, it's not specific completely. Anyways, so to me, this person possibly is in line with you, because you're a hard worker and you're trying to give this person what they want. And in this Queen of Cups is not saying that this person is somebody with bad intentions, like just wanting you for your money. It seems like it's something that you both want, that I think in this case. And that's what a lot of people want, I would say. I mean, sometimes people assume it's always negative, and that this person's trying to make them feel like they need to do this for them. You need to give me this. No, in this case, it's looking like it's a beautiful love relationship, amicable, and that you both agree that this is something that you are looking for. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much more I can get out of that. I mean, to me, it just looks like Esther is saying, let's see if we can get another goddess message, though, and see if Goddess has a message for us that we could pull from here. I'm going to pull out my mini Wisdom Oracle cards and see if we can get an answer on that. But yeah, I think that this is pretty clear. I mean, it's kind of a quick message here. It looks like, stay your path. Don't let the naysayers intimidate you with their foul words of negativity. So let's see if we can get you a message here from Esther. It's got an egg on it. Peace. And it's got a peace dove on there. Now you could take that a couple ways. You could say, make peace with your... They're not enemies. They just look like they're jousting for fun, actually. They look like they're seeing who... It's almost like a game. So, I mean, you could make peace with that this will always be there. The naysayers will always be there, and that's kind of a lesson for all of us. So I think Esther's saying that you could get peace from within, or peace from your family or friends. Release that negativeness. Have the peace within yourself, and just know that you can't stop people from throwing their words of advice in, or their negative naysaying ways. You're going to have that everywhere, I think, in this world. But I think it's saying that, she's saying, move ahead. You're going in the right beginning, or you're going in the right direction for your new beginnings. And to me, it looks like a very positive reading, that she's blessing you on your path, and you will get what you want as long as you don't fall prey to the negativeness. But to me, it doesn't appear that you will. So I hope you enjoyed your reading today, and this was very, very beautiful reading. Hope to see you back again. Welcome back, Pile 2, for your reading. What I did for the previous reading was read out of a book here. It's called Your Goddess Year by Skye Alexander. Skye Alexander. And you can buy this online. And I'm just going to read some information from her regarding the Bridget the goddess, creative spark, and how she is known and celebrated. So first it says January 29th through February 4th. She is she is celebrated basically for Imbolc. It's a holiday that comes on the first week in February. It says here dates are January 29th through February 4th. This beloved Irish deity's holiday is usually celebrated from the evening of January 31st until February 2nd. It's also known as Imbolc. Candelama's and Bridget's Day. Imbolc means in the belly. And this sacred day honors all forms of creativity, those of the mind as well as the body. So she is also a spring goddess. But like if she was your goddess, she's generally celebrated at the end of January into the beginning of February. So symbols of correspondence for her is the goddess is frequently honored by lighting candles. Legends say that the Druid priestess kept fires burning at all times at her shrine. Bridget, the cosmic metalsmith, is also known for crafting handsome jewelry, turquoise being among her favorite pieces. I have a friend who loves turquoise. Everything is turquoise, and I love jewelry. So anyways, the herstory is the Celts called her the Exalted One. The Catholic Church, when it moved into Ireland, renamed her Saint Bridget because the local people refused to give up their favorite goddess, a fiery deity who warns the world during the dark winter season. Bridget rules both the homemaker's hearth fires and the smith's forge. Thus, she symbolizes both the feminine and the masculine forces in nature, and the creative potential inherent in both, which, when combined, birth everything on our planet. So her animal totems, the early Celts believed that Bridget was connected with the cow and the ewe, EWE. Both animals played important roles in the lives of Ireland's people, providing milk as well as meat. And reasons to invite her: call upon Bridget whenever you feel the need for inspiration. And that's what her card says there, creative spark. So when your spirit flags, your imagination hits a wall, or circumstances block your ability to express yourself in your dreams, she can spark new life into creative ventures of all kinds, the spiritual and mental as well as the physical ones. So that is a little bit of background into Bridget if you wanted a little more for your reading. So I'm going to go ahead and be right back with your cards. So welcome back here. I'm going to go ahead and pull your cards for you. I'm going to pull 3. And this is referring to you. 3 of Swords. Four of Cups. And 5 of Swords. Okay, well, I feel like I should start here instead of here. So this card is showing like past hurts. It looks like you are possibly, in sorrow, kind of. You're like looking back at your defeats. And I mean, we're going to have to get some more cards to clarify that, but it looks like you're dwelling in your past and your sadness, and you're closing yourself. You're closing yourself up, and that's never helpful for anything. As far as the Three of Swords goes, also sorrow, also a sorrowful card. I don't know if it's love or something that you've tried to pursue, an ambition that you're feeling defeated, really. Gosh, let's see here. And then the Five of Swords is, it looks like you're running away with all you can get. It looks, I don't know if it's something that I don't know if this is the effect of this, but to me it looks like you were seeking like your victory, what you wanted, by hurting others. I mean, this whole thing is like hurt, because like in this picture here, it shows, I don't know if you can see it, but it shows like two guys in the background. One is consoling the other after you, or whoever. It looks like these are your cards. So this is a perceived theft almost. It looks like you took, possibly for your own benefit, and now you're in sorrow for what you did. I mean, now you're like feeling guilty or something, and because you caused anguish and pain and suffering. This is the anguish and pain and suffering that you caused somebody, or it could be in your mind as well. So let's get some clarification here from some cards. I'm going to pull a clarification on all of them. Let's do the Three of Swords first, the anguish and hurt that has been caused. Let's see who it's been caused to, or see if we can get a message on who it's been caused to. And then we'll pull Bridget too. I think we'll pull it right away, actually, because we definitely need some clarification here. So we have the Ten of Pentacles. So it appears like there was like possibly money involved and a possible relationship. Let's see here. For the Four of Cups, disillusion. I mean, she is like, looks like she's tied up and restrained in restraint, and has a blindfold on, and there's swords all around her, and she's standing on a slight piece of land that's stopping her from getting her feet wet. But the thing is, this card is like misleading yourself. She's not stuck there. It's almost as if she's feeling her pity party within herself, making herself feel like she's more stuck than she is. And that's what this card is saying too. It's like you're feeling guilty and you're self-sabotaging yourself, and that's what both cards are kind of looking like in this particular reading. But let's see if we can get a Five of Swords clarifier. So the Two of Pentacles. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles could be it's like a balance card. It's saying that you're trying to balance, whether that be your thoughts and actions, even though you didn't make very good choices, because you might feel like the balance was with you taking away from others. So there was like a misinterpretation. You looked at something within your mind as balance, but yet it was almost like greedy. Let's see what this other one is. Same thing, really. I mean, it's almost the same thing as, it is the same thing. Five of Swords. I got the Five of Swords twice, so it's confirming that what you were seeing as fair to you was not fair at all. Let's see if we can get a message from Bridget. So basically, that was confirmation that the balance here, there is no balance. It's like it's saying balance was in your favor on both sides. You didn't look at the other people. You were too busy feeling sorry for yourself over here in your own pity party, and you were causing pain. Let me get clarification on that Ten of Pentacles. But okay, so we have the Page of Cups in reverse. Okay, well, yeah, like I said, I mean, this card is a card of looking for wealth, and unfortunately you've been looking at it in the aspect of you and not others. I mean, there's a woman and a man in this card, so I mean, it could mean you're trying to provide wealth for a family, or gain money just for yourself. I mean, it doesn't mean that. I'm going to get another definer on this card to see if it's for you or if it's for what you're trying to accomplish with maybe somebody else. So Page of Cups in reverse, seduction, deception. I mean, it's deception of yourself, really. You are deceiving yourself. You may have got those swords from that guy, but what did it do for you? You're still in the same position that you were in before, and you're still in your head playing the martyr. Let me go ahead and grab a clarifier for the Ten of Pentacles. Sorry, I had to pause it for a second. I had to grab the door. It's like, come on, leave me alone, I'm busy. Okay, so Ten of Pentacles here. Let's see. I was grabbing a clarifier for the Ten of Pentacles. If we can find out if it's for you or a group. Okay. I got the Six of Wands in reverse. So yeah, so it is definitely, in my mind, hold on a second, let me think. I mean, I feel like it is for your own desires. I don't think it has to do with another person as far as like a romance type thing. I mean, it could be you and this person who you stole from is what I'm thinking. As far as the Six of Wands in reverse, you know, it means disloyalty for sure. Like an enemy. It might be a perceived fear of an enemy. I think it really has to do with your own mind, personally. I don't think you actually have the enemy that you think you do. Like, this person is looking defeated. Like, what did I do? It's almost as if you were in a relationship, not like a physical or sexual relationship, but like maybe a work relationship, because we have the money symbol here, and you just like screwed somebody over, and then you were like feeling sad in your head and feeling like the martyr, like, oh, you're like trying to defend your decision, but really you're this is not looking like it's anybody but yourself. Let me see if we can get a reading from Bridget to tell us what she thinks you should do, because to me this is appearing like it's self-sabotage, really. Your goals are, if your goal is money and wealth, or whatever your creative spark, it might have to do with the creative spark as well. Let's see what Goddess Bridget has to say. What do you think about this deck here? Let's see here. 8 of Cups. To me, that's saying walk away from the past ideas and the deception. I mean, he's walking away from what he left, and in this case, it's looking like you're just leaving self-sabotage and defeat in these cups. And he's walking at night in the moon, as if it is. I mean, the moon in general means like, just can mean deception. Like you might be seeing something as it's not. And she's saying, walk within yourself. I mean, think about what you just did, basically. I mean, I think it means like desert your negative self-sabotage, walk away while you're ahead, and do some soul searching. I mean, in this case, what you're walking away from is self-sabotage, and make a new path for yourself. Let's see if we can get another Goddess clarification card. To me, like I said, it's like when you're walking away from this, it looks like you're not defeated. It just looks like she wants you to give in to this. Don't give in to the feeling of negativity, but give it up. I mean, walk away. You are not going to get what you want with this self-sabotage. And here we have the 5 of Pentacles. So, yeah, you are feeling really low and negative. And she's saying, again here, walk away while you have some respect left back into you. And we have the World in reverse. So, the World in reverse is stagnation. Yes, you feel the stagnation, apparently. Let's see if we can get more clarification on that. So the stagnation could be coming from your original. It looks like this whole situation was based on you feeling like life was possibly too boring and stagnant. You weren't getting anywhere, but then it turned into this self-sabotage that made you into a mean person. And now we have the Chariot message. So the Chariot message, the Goddess is telling you, get control of yourself. This card can mean war and struggle. So she's telling you that get control. I mean, you can continue to go down the path of negative ways, but you'll never get your creative spark that way. And let me see if we can get another message. This is like, okay. So, the Lovers. I was thinking that, I mean, it could also, I mean, I said it was for yourself. And maybe right now it is for yourself, but it looks like it could also be I still think it is for yourself, even though the Lover's card is here, because the Lover's card can mean, of course, love and attraction, but it also could be like overcoming your own negativity, your own failures. So we all have a light and a shadow. To me, I'm taking this not as a love interest, because I do still feel like it's just you in your mind. But I do feel like, the Lover's card facing upward, this is a positive sign, because Lover's card in reverse would mean failure. So I think that the message from Bridget is, if you pull yourself out of this thinking and walk away, just walk away, your creative spark can be neutralized. So I would say shadow work might not be a bad idea for you. Even if it's just writing down your feelings, and then on the opposite side of the page writing the feeling you get, and then maybe another list of what you want. Let me see if we can get a Goddess card. We may need to get more than one here. Okay, so the Goddess card, the Goddess message from Bridget is soulmates. Okay. So, for some of you, it could be you feeling a pity party because maybe you did lose somebody and you weren't, and you felt like you weren't good enough. Maybe the person that they ended up with after you had everything going for them money-wise, and you just didn't have that. I mean, it could be for the ultimate, it could be because you were self-sabotaging yourself over a past love. I still think it's ingrained in, personally, I still feel like these cards are still ingrained in what you want for you. Whether that was because of a lost love that you perceived as a soulmate and it just made you angry. And the next card I got was Unfinished Symphony. Again, it's like the feeling of that you just weren't good enough, but that was in your mind. And the Fates. Going to happen is going to happen. I mean, to the Sea. Definitely is saying to me that you need to reflect on what you've been doing, because you're hurting people right now and yourself. So you're just looking like a bad person. Buy the book. Why? You're asking yourself why. I thought I was doing everything right, possibly. Tick-tock. It's like you're just resonating in your head. It's like that tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. It's like it's driving you to be a bad person. Don't do that. Exchanging gifts. So Goddess Bridget is saying, yes, you're asking yourself why. What's going to happen is going to happen. Maybe you felt like you followed everything like you needed to do by the book, and it still didn't work. So she's saying, time to go to the sea, basically reflect, sit and reflect on your actions and how you could react better in the future. I mean, you're self-sabotaging yourself. Your creative spark is never going to happen if you don't start an exchange and walk away from the negative self-talk. Take care of yourself. Start journaling, possibly, like I said. I mean, it may or may not help, but start taking care of yourself. Because the creative fire is burning within you. I mean, you have the spark. It's just like your spark is like turned into a out of control flame. So it needs it. I mean, your spark is there. You have the will, and something bad has happened that made you become negative on yourself. And she's saying that you need to turn it around. Look within. And you may be able to figure out what you need to do. It's like you're not seeing things clearly. And she's saying, basically go to the sea. Go within. Do some soul searching. And she wants to be there to guide you. And it looks like this person, whoever this is, I don't know how many people out there would resonate with this reading, but it looks as though you feel like self-defeated, but you're also fighting back in a nasty way. So sometimes when we feel like we've been infringed upon or mistreated, our insides, our emotions are immediately to fight back. And she's saying, don't. It's not worth it. What's gone is gone. Walk away from it. Move on. And you will get to a point where you'll be able to see more of a balance. An exchange will happen. You'll be able to figure out what to do. But she's seeing creative spark, but she's just seeing that your energy is focused more in a negative way. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, and like I said, it may not resonate for very many of you, but it may. I mean, life is life here. We might all have our times of this, certainly. So if it's resonating with you right now, use Bridget during the spring season and build that creative spark in a positive way. Hope to see you soon. Welcome back, pile 3, to your reading. I'm going, like I did with the other 2 piles, I'm going to read out of a book here, some information about Mother Earth, Gaia, and see what she has to say to you. Then now this book that I'm reading out of, let me find it here. You know what? I'm going to put you on hold one moment here and grab another book. It looks like I need to. Hold on one moment. Okay, thanks for holding there. I had to grab a different book. The book that I'm looking at here is called Find Your Goddesses. It's actually by the same author, Skye Alexander, S-K-Y-E, Alexander. And this says how to manifest the power and wisdom of the ancient goddesses in your everyday life. The book that I was reading from before was Your Goddess Year by the same author. So, Gaia. Earth the beautiful rose up, broad-bosomed, she that is the steadfast base of all things, and fair earth first bore, the starry heaven equal to herself, to cover her on all sides and to be a home forever for the blessed gods. And that says it's from Hesiod, the Greek poet. So her story and mythology, history and mythology, the oldest and most important of the Greek goddesses, Gaia, predates the Greco-Roman period and harkens back to the ancient matriarchal cultures. She's the primal mother goddess, Mother Nature, Mother Earth, who both created and presides over everything on our planet. Mythology tells us that at the very beginning, Gaia shaped the earth out of the void and chaos and fashioned all that exists here in the physical world. An idea similar to the Genesis story of creation, she brought about the sky, Uranos, and the sea, Pontus. Through her union with Uranos, she also birthed some of the most notable figures in Greek mythology, including Cronus, Themis, Prometheus, and the Titans. Gaia's fertility, didn't end there, however. She also mothered monsters, including the one-eyed Cyclops and the many-headed Chariot. I don't know how to say that one, but it says Hecatoncheires. Tree nymphs, giants, and thunder and lightning. It was said that virtually everything in heaven and earth owes its origin to this primordial goddess. So she reigns over the earth and the sky, bridges the body and mind, and governs the natural world and the realm of the spirits. And let's see if there's anything else. It says, because of her unlimited fertility, women who wish to become pregnant can ask Gaia for assistance to gain her favor. Leave food offerings outside the doors in a place you consider sacred, as our ancestors did. The birds and the animals will appreciate your generosity. Do something for nature. And I think that's about it that I'm going to read out of that book for this. But she has to do with the earth, so fertility, growing, whatever. Maybe you want to become more earth sensitive or self-sensitive with your body. But I'm going to pull 3 cards here, and these cards represent you. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. We've got 9 of Swords, 5 of Swords, and Queen of Swords. You are all fire there. Let's see here. So the Five of Swords is representing the fact that you are using some sort of advantage here. You're seeking victory basically at any cost, and that's never really good. But it also this card here is showing that you have a lot of worry, fear, and anxiety. You might be not sleeping. Feelings of guilt, worrying too much. Everything's piling up on you, and you need to take care of yourself. As far as the Queen of Swords goes here, I mean, she's a communicator, a wisdom finder. I mean, she's an expresser of ideas. To me, this is sorry, I had to step away there for a second. So where are we? Yes, so Queen of Swords. Yeah. So I think that now, just because Gaia, Mother Earth, did mention if you were trying to get pregnant, this card could mean there may be some sterility. It may be harder to get pregnant, and that might be why you're feeling sorrow, having nightmares, feeling self-embarrassment, whatever that may be. And this is probably only for a couple of you. But she also means like female sadness, because there could be some sadness and embarrassment over the Five of Swords here. It's a possibility that this person did something that they're not all that happy about that they did. They kind of feel guilty and shame, and they're in private mourning at this and this card. But that is what she's kind of like, sadness in a sense. It looks like her face is painted all white, and she's trying to hide the sorrow. I mean, as far as like the negative aspects, although this card is not in reverse, I'm just kind of looking at these two. But also, I mean, that's if, like I said, if there is somebody out there trying to get pregnant and they're feeling like they won't get pregnant. Maybe they think they're sterile, but maybe they're not. I mean, right here, she's like got her sword raised and extended, you know, like admitting defeat. Like she's used to sadness and sorrow. She has a familiarity with the sadness and sorrow. But this card is like, it looks like there might be too much overthinking and, again, kind of self-sabotage. Going back, I'm gonna get some qualifiers here, because there is this card that means that kind of like you may have done something that you thought would serve you your best, but it was actually very rude and hurtful to this person here. So we have the Five of Wands, which to me is representing some sort of struggle, but since it is in reverse, it could mean like, well, trickery. I mean, we're defining this card here. We're asking for a qualifier on this card, so it's like trickery. I mean, whatever. See, upward, this is like a jousting group of almost friends. There's no struggle involved in the Five of Wands card facing up. There might be competition, but it appears to be all friendly competition. But in reverse, this looks like legitimate disputes. I mean, trickery, contradiction. I mean, it looks like whatever you did here was not on the up and up. Let's get a qualifier for the Nine of Swords. And that Queen of Wands. Six of Wands in reverse. And let me get a qualifier for the Queen of Swords. Okay. So, let's start with the Six of Wands here. Upward, this is a very hopeful card. He's on his horse, walking through or riding his horse through a crowd of very happy people that look upon him as he did something wonderful. Not like this. And in reverse, there could be like fear. Disloyalty. And you're feeling animosity over that. That's what that card is meaning to me. It placed underneath that Nine of Swords, where you're not possibly sleeping at night and there's a lot of guilt. I mean, to me that looks like a lot of guilt that you're holding within, because you possibly know how horrible you've been and how bad you're looking. And as far as the Pentacles, that's just like saying it's time to move on. It's time to walk away from your horrific ways of thinking and being. I mean, again, this appears to me like you've made it up in your head as something it's not. I mean, it's like you are making something negative when it may just be maybe whatever maybe somebody said something to you and you took it as a negative comment. Or like when somebody emails you in capital letters, sometimes you can get a mixed message. This is what it's appearing to me, and like you've acted on it and you maybe shouldn't have acted on it. So with the Queen of Swords, like I said, I mean, she almost shows embarrassment, but this card is saying, well, It's time to start anew. Trying to start anew. Time to start anew, excuse me. You need to move on and walk away from this. You might be battered and bruised, and you may have upset people and made people unhappy with you, but even if you can't fix it, you just have to accept that what you did was wrong, and we can't always make up for our wrongs. Sometimes people just won't accept that apology or explanation. If that happens, well, so be it. But you can move on to be a better person. Page of Cups in reverse. And as I was saying, you have to move on and do what's right. The damage is already done. You know it. You're suffering from it mentally, and it could have to do with other people. You could have let down some friends. You could have if it has to do with friendship, let's pull a qualifier on that, but let me go to the Page of Cups in reverse, also clarifying for the Queen of Swords. So, basically, deception. So, yeah, first of all, there's deception within yourself because you already know it. You already know you've deceived yourself. You're feeling guilty. There's really nothing else that you can do besides move on. Move on and try to make amends for that situation. Let's see if we can get a qualifier for that Five of Wands in reverse, if it will tell us who it has to do with. Gaia, Mother Earth, give us a clarification on this Five of Wands in reverse, or even the Five of Swords. Give us an idea of what this what caused this Nine of Swords moment, this guilt, this sleepless nights. So the Two of Swords upright is like you have a decision to make, and maybe you made the wrong decision because there's two in this. You're sitting in a chair with two swords equally spread apart, and you're blindfolded. It's as if you're making a Goddess Ma'at decision, a balanced decision. You have the balance of the scales is equally there for you to begin with. You have a choice to make, and it apparently you're either not happy with the decision you made, or the decision, the path that you chose to take was maybe ended up being the wrong way. But the thing is that if it's equally balanced, it's as if you had to weigh your decisions and you're not happy with the decision you made. But it's, with the balance card and being blinded in this card, it could mean that you were kind of represented. Your options were possibly misrepresented as well. I mean, let's see. I mean, I think it does have to do with friendship. It seems like it was maybe some friends or a group of close friends, and you may have appeared to have taken advantage of them. Let's see if we can get let's see if we can get a Gaia goddess message on how to fix this. To me, it appears that, I mean, what's done is done. Whether you get the trust of your friends back right away or not is questionable, but if they're good enough friends, you can just say what you were thinking or what happened. So Knight of Pentacles, let me see if I can get one more from Gaia. Knight of Pentacles in reverse, by the way. And we have the Five of Swords in reverse, which is funny, because this card is the Five of Swords outright, and that's the Five of Swords in reverse. So to me, that looks like a good message. So the Five of Swords in reverse, I would say that, let's see, if, I mean, it might not be wonderful. Let me think a moment. Okay, I think we're going to need more clarification, but definitely the Five of Swords in reverse is, you know, your plan may fail. Like I said before, I mean, you can try and ask your friends to, you know, give them an update of what you were thinking on why you had this moment and why you had this moment. And Gaia is saying, well, the best way is honesty. You may not get that trust back right away, and you may never get that trust back ever, but sometimes in life we learn by our mistakes. And with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, I mean, you're going to be discouraged. You're going to have discouraging times. I mean, you're going to be discouraged in this situation, and we need more information from the goddess. She is saying that, yeah, it might not be what you want it to be. As you're with your friends, or you might have to just learn a lesson. I mean, it seems like, yeah, you are feeling guilt, and I guess I would definitely, I don't know what the situation is really. It looks like it has to do with friends and deceit with your friends and greediness with your friends, and this Five of Swords. But it also looks like, you know, I mean, there's a possibility that you might be able to reverse it, but also beware that, I mean, you can only say what happened and you're thinking. If you know what that is, I mean, you can just be outward and frank with your friends. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. Hopefully you can reverse that feeling, that anger that you've caused in your friends, or hurt that you've caused in your friends because of your guilt and what you've done. But let's see here, for the King of Pentacles, I mean, it's saying that you could have success as well, but it's a fine line to walk here. Let me see if we can get some goddess message. So that card is very hopeful. To me, it's looking like it's going to take time, but if you keep on the path of explaining or trying to define why you did what you did. Unfinished Symphony. I mean, it's going to take time if you can get that back. And I mean, goddess Gaia is saying that there is a path. You just have to be very careful on what you choose to do. The situation is not, I don't see exactly what the situation is here, but if this reading resonates with you, you may already know what that is. As far as the peace dove, I guess that to me that's saying that let your friends know that you're throwing out the peace dove. You want to set things right. We have a change in the wind and yang powers. So yang is, or yang, I say yang, I guess, is a male characteristic. It's associated with like heat. So yeah, this situation is a hot situation, but it's also a bright sign. It also means light and heaven. Maybe you can ask for guidance from your spiritual team to give you some creative answers to this, to addressing this situation. A change in the wind. There's something is going to come about this. Something is going to come about this. I mean, there's going to be changes that will happen due to this. And really, it looks like it's going to be positive as long as you ask for help or think through your actions. What's meant to be will be. But I mean, I think that it looks like it will be positive. It just looks like you may have a struggle getting to that point. I think that Goddess Gaia is saying she's here for you. She's the creator of all. And if you ask for her help, heavens and earth, she will guide you and help you through this situation. But it's going to be a tricky one. You're going to need to really take heed in what you do and what you say, because what you did caused an upheaval, and you know it. You know it did, because you are suffering. You have a lot of guilt here. You are suffering. So Goddess Gaia is saying, possibly ask me. Ask your guides and guardians. We're here for you. God, gods, goddess, goddesses, whatever you believe in. Ask for that help. There's no need for you to struggle either. You are feeling guilty for what you did. You did do something wrong. in this situation, and you're trying to put on this strong facade, like almost denying it. But either way, Goddess Gaia is here to give you the message that if you ask for the help, she's there, or she's also letting you know that your spiritual team may be there for you as well. So whether you have to do soul searching in your own mind, ask for help within your own mind, maybe you can work it out through your own processes of journaling or meditation or whatever, but there's always somebody there for you. And that's what she wants you to know. So I hope you enjoyed this reading, and hope to see you back again. And happy Ostara, happy spring, happy full moon of March, and happy St. Patrick's Day if you celebrate that. This week is a good one. So we hope to see you back again.